Right.
Is it live? Greetings, family. How you doing? I'm just coming back to show you that the van is still there. You got to ask yourself, how comes a van like this size is just parked up? Why hasn't it got anything to do with its day? You know, this is like, if the sun's out, it's 2 o'clock or whatever. It's just there every day, and that's when you know that you're dealing with a sinister operation, a covert surveillance operation. I hope you can hear me okay. Can you hear me okay? Yeah? Anyway, I wanted to talk about today the 144,000, just quickly. There's a lot of people that have, okay, how do I word this? Many are called, few are chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. Many of our people know that what I'm saying is true. They know it, right? They know that their brothers and sisters are being enslaved, right? And a lot of them are staying silent on the issue. They don't have to deal with me. If you know something is happening, you can investigate it yourself. You don't need to deal with me. But I'm showing the people, and I've been showing the people for years. Do you know, I've said this before on the last time I think I was on, but I want to say it again because I find it disturbing that people know that their people are being enslaved and they're just talking foolishness wherever they're talking their foolishness. Now, I know there's a lot of gaslighting. Gaslighting is basically, as Bob said in Bad Cards, propaganda over my name, which is there's a lot of agents, unfortunately, also in our community. One sister said to me, she said, oh, don't do nothing about slavery, just keep quiet about it. This is what one sister said to me. I could not believe it. She actually told me to keep quiet about slavery. I looked at her in her face, I said, what do you mean? She said, just don't say anything about it. And she, I believe, has gone into certain aspects of the community to make sure that our people don't stand up and do something. Because what people have to understand, this is not about me, this is not about Seven, it's about our whole community is being enslaved right now. And it happens to be people that I sued. I can show you evidence again and again and again and again and again and again. I don't open my mouth. This is heavy stuff. I wouldn't open my mouth unless I had facts on the matter. And it disturbs me that there's people who take a leadership position and they say nothing about their people being enslaved. It doesn't matter about me, right? I can defend myself. I'm talking about the brothers and sisters. These brothers and sisters, it's quite possible, as I said before. Okay, wait till the van goes past. It's the ambulance. It's quite possible that a lot of those brothers and sisters was informed about what was going on and they said nothing. Now they're gone. And the thing is, in the last 14 years that I've been exposed in this criminal cartel, I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me okay, Mel? Because sometimes I watch the video and the sound is not very good. So.
Yeah, but you're very close.
Okay.
But you have traffic now.
There's a lot of traffic, that's the reason why I was saying that.
So we should go to the park where it's quiet.
Yeah. It's not really... It is about my case. Obviously, I'm a catalyst to bring the whole thing down, so it's an advantage. But I don't need to deal with people per se. They don't need to talk to me. If they don't want to speak, they can just do their own investigation and expose the people involved in their own way. What I have a problem with is people that call themselves leaders and they talk about this, that, and the other, and they know. People like me, I don't have time to stand up and talk in front of cameras. It's not me. You know, I have a show. I can sit on my show, and I'm a musician, I'm an artist, I do law, I do a lot of things. You know, there's so many things I can do with my day. I can be with my family. You know, I don't see my family that often because of the situation. I don't need to be doing this. You know how many times, Mel can tell you how many times he's come here and said, oh, Seven, get in the camera. And I say, no, I don't want to be on the camera. I don't want to be on the camera, but I have to. Because I have a responsibility to my ancestors who are screaming. They are screaming, stand up, wake up. And the disgusting thing about all this is that they're doing it in your face. There is an advert for PlayStation now, and it's got a white woman, and she's holding up a black young male's face like this. She's like taller than him. I think it's a male. But the way she's holding his face like this, it's like you slave. You could see it's a reference to slavery. This is PlayStation now. So more, you're going to see, if you look at advertising and you start watching movies, and you just watch the culture, and you will see that the in thing is slavery. Not just in movies, but you'll see it. They're showing it to the people in our faces, and that's what hurts me. I see all these people. You know, I've been to many leaders. I told them what's happening, and a lot of them have got, they're in a sunken place. You know, they talk wisdom about other things, but when it comes time for action, they're not even looking into anything. I don't understand it. There's some people talking about going back to Africa. Do you think that they're not in Africa as well? Look at the girls, the 300 girls that was in Africa, and they tried to smuggle them in, and because they got caught, they started creating this Boko Haram and also ISIS, because they were getting caught. And then they changed all the flights to go from Africa. You have to go via London now so that they can control it. Because you've got to remember, Virgin Media has planes as well. So they've got everything covered. I've showed you here that there's trains going past with unmarked trains. How do you think they would be transporting people? Do you seriously think that they haven't got it going on in Africa? So you think the solution is to pack up from living in the UK and living in living in America and go to Africa? These people, they're moving all around the globe. This is what I'm trying to show people. The only solution is to shut it down. That's the only solution people have. You know, with me, you have an advantage because I've already sued them, I've brought them to court, and I have won. You know, I don't need to deal with people specifically. Look, many are called and few are chosen. There are the 144,000, the star seeds, the light workers, the indigos, the twin flames. We know who the 144,000 are. I am one of them. I've known this. That's why they've targeted me. If you watch the show I just put out with Melchizedek, that's why they've targeted him. When you watch all the other people that I've interviewed, you'll see there's a pattern. Us who are starseeds, indigos, and people that are blessed by the Most High with some form of talent, those are the people they go after, because they know that what we create is pioneering, so it's actually going to influence popular culture. So what they want to do, they want to steal what we do and use it for their own, to expand their own business, their own operation. Now, the thing that disturbs me, is if any of those leaders that I've been to had actually taken a little time, because obviously when you're targeted, there's a smear campaign, because they don't want you to believe what I'm saying. This is why I always bring evidence. This is why I'm standing in front of a van that is still there. Why is it parked there? Ask yourself, why is it parked there for so long? Look at the size of it. Why would a van, there's 3 of them, sometimes there's 4 of them, and they go everywhere I go. You know, I don't fear these people. I've told them to remove their crap from where I am. They know I don't fear them. They know what I'm about. When I sued them, I put everything out of anger that I had in me. I channeled it into the case. Constructively. This is why the judge said it was the best case he'd ever seen. You know, it was compiled with passion. You know, and I had to do it in such a way that there was no mistake what was going on. And so, you know, even the judge, he might have been a racist. Whatever he was, I'm not saying he was or he wasn't. Whatever he was, he had to acknowledge it. He had to acknowledge the work that I put in was excellent. Because this is us as 144,000. If you look at Mel's works and his all these devices and his jewellery, you'll see that they're flawless, they're excellent. It's because we're gifted by the Most High and we represent the Most High in what we do. You know, so when I go to people, there's people that are out there that are talking heads. They have big channels and they've got a lot of people watching them. And then they have an opportunity to shut down something that affects them directly. They have an opportunity to pay attention and actually be part of the progress. But they're silent. There's a lot of people writing to me angry. They're saying, why are these people silent? Why are these people silent? I'm not looking for you to be my friend. I've got enough friends. I'm actually very cautious with people. I'm very cautious because there's a lot of traitors out there. There's a lot of backstabbing, lying, treacherous people that look like me, right? When it comes to colour. It's not about colour. I've learnt that the hard way. The guy that led me into all this was a melanated man from Africa. He's from Sierra Leone. He led me into these corporations to get me killed to steal my work. So I can't deal with colour. I deal with the inner being. I listen to the person from a heart-to-heart level, from a soul-to-soul level, and I check them out with my pineal gland, my third eye, you know? That's how I analyse people. I'm a heart person. I'm a soul person. So I check people out on that level. And, you know, you want to embrace everybody as your people, but some people are looking at you and they're fast. They want to betray you. You know, there's a lot of people that are on some form of payroll. And many of us have seen it time and time and time again. But you know what? It's all good because it's the separating of the gods from the frauds. The 144,000. Listen, if you don't want to be around me, I don't want to be around you. I don't beg friends. I know who I am. I know who I am. If people don't want to be around me, but it's not about me. That's what you have to understand. There are people who I'm naming who are enslaving melanated people. And they're putting movies out about it. Okay? If you look into who put out the movie, who funded Birth of a Nation, you'll find out it was the Murdoch Empire, which is the woman that I sued, Helen Alexander. She runs the whole media with Rupert Murdoch. Everything I'm saying to you can be substantiated. So you've got no excuse. So it makes us think to ourselves, well, what are you doing then? You know, there's some people out there with big voices and they're complaining about what's going on with our people and they're concerned and they love our people and blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. But then they get an opportunity to do something about it. They get informed. I don't buy fear. I don't buy fear. I don't fear any of these people. They're doing wrong. I've done no wrong. I've done them no wrong. They know they've done me wrong. They know they're still doing me wrong. Okay? On a daily basis, this is what I have to deal with. I'm a female. There's some people talking about protecting the black woman. I'm not seeing it only from certain brothers. Where is all the alpha males? Where is all the warriors? Why don't you care about your people? Why don't you care about your people? Why are you allowing your people to be enslaved? Why? Somebody answer me that question. Why is there people out there that are melanated or any colour, I don't care what colour you are, Why is there people out there that has big platforms that are not saying a peep? I don't buy that they're frightened. I know there's gaslighting. There's people that be spreading propaganda over my name. I know this. But you know what? If you're a switched on person, you look at me and you'll feel me and you'll know this woman ain't lying. You can't have as much evidence as I have and be lying. Okay? I ain't got time to lie about things like this. I'm talking about heavy stuff. Who wants this for a life? I don't want this for a life. I don't want it. But I'm the one they chose to deal with it. So here I am. Sorry, but I'm all you've got right now. I'm sorry. If you don't like what I look like, you don't like what I sound like, tough. This is who the Most High put in the position to deal with what I have to deal with. And I don't like it. I'm praying every day and night. Pass it over to somebody else because I don't want to deal with this crap. Right? I don't want to deal with it. But I have to. Because I have a duty and responsibility. If the Most High calls you to do something and the ancestors call you, you have to honor it. And if you don't honor it, there's a curse on you. I don't hear nobody talking about the ancestors if they don't give a damn about their brothers and sisters today. I don't hear you talk about ancestors. Nobody wants to hear it because it's fake. It's fake. If you're hearing what I've told you, I've approached you, other people have approached you and told you this crime ring are slaving your people. And you keep your mouth like this. I don't want to hear you talk about no ancestors because there ain't no ancestors with you. If you're not opening your mouth right now, there is no ancestors that's going to protect you. All right? That's what I'm telling you right now. Everybody that's listening to me right now, you're being called. You're being called via me. I'm giving you the message. You're being called. Now, it's up to you what you do with that. Right? You can turn your back on your ancestors and say, oh, I'm busy. I've got other things to do with my life. I understand people have families. And I understand that some people will naturally be feared. But this is not a time for fear. Fear is not an option. You know how fast they've rapidly expanded their operation since I sued them and won. They've grown so much since that time because people have been called and they've just been sitting there. One man wrote to me and he said, I feel very guilty. What do you remember when I showed you that now? There was a man who wrote to me because I don't know if I approached him or he approached me or whatever. But anyway, however I got in communication and then the communication just suddenly cut. Silence. I thought, okay, it's normal trains today, you see that? You see, that's when you have to, that's when you have to be suspicious because I've exposed it. Let's see if they bring more today. Because it's the same sort of time. It's just that it's sunny today.
They bring them evening time.
No, but this was, we
No, we have never been here this time. It's early. It's early now.
No, what time we came was about 4. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, you'll see on the camera, it's daytime hours, we're filming here, and you'll see the trains. If you check out the video, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, like the videos and comment. If you don't want to speak up on your channel, at least share the videos with people that want to speak up because it affects them. Yeah, this man, he wrote to me and he said, I suffer with guilt. And he said that he had a dream and that when he had a dream about he should have done something. Because he knew what I was saying was true because he actually had been investigating them. Do you remember that? And he wrote to me and he said he felt guilty. I was quite shocked. I just thought I'd cut off from him. But I know that it's an enormous thing. But I'm female. Why should I be stronger than big man? How comes? I can't be stronger than big man. That doesn't make sense to me. Why I'm not afraid of them? I'm not afraid of them. All of us have to go at some stage. I'd rather go doing what I have to do. I've come here to make sure they can't run slavery again. Because if they run slavery again, which they are doing, all your children and all your descendants are going to be slaves, just like our ancestors were. That's what we're talking about. You're going to have generations of slaves. Just look at, go look at the PlayStation. I think it's a new PlayStation advert. Look at, just go through, look at pictures, keep your eyes open and see that they're putting it in your face. They're putting it so much in your face that it disgusts me. It disgusts me that they're making a mockery of you. They're making a mockery of our people. They just see you as a joke. They see you as dumb. You know, I'm not saying that to insult anybody. I'm just saying it because that's how their mentality is. They're saying, we're doing it to you. What are you going to do about it? This is how they think. Their forefathers fought that. This is how their mentality, this is how they think. You know? And I personally, I can't understand how people are not seeing it, or they're seeing it and they're just letting it run. They think, oh, we go to Africa. Didn't they bring our ancestors from Africa here? You think they're not doing that now? Do you really seriously think that you go to Africa, that's the solution? The solution is that you stop it. That's the solution. That's cutting the root of the tree. All you're talking about is pulling off a leaf. You go and hide there, and then they bring their operation. We all know that they hid in bushes and what have you, and captured and all villages of people. We know this. We know how they captured our ancestors. They're doing it the same today. That's why they've got these trains running. It can't be that. I mean, there's some smart people out there. I can't be the only smart one. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. How comes nobody's thinking like that? Well, why aren't you recognizing? Why can't people put two and two together? Has done nothing to talk about Sevengate, not investigated it. I'm not talking about looking at the gaslighting, calling me a fantasist and calling me mad and calling me an agent or anything they can try to throw at me so that it will hopefully deter you from realizing what I'm telling you is true. I'm not talking about that. If you're genuinely interested, come to me and I'll show you the evidence one-to-one. Or look at Alfred Weber's videos. Those of you of you that are into black power, if you think, oh, she's been on a white person's platform, if that's your mentality, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. We need all the publicity we can get anywhere, right?
By all means necessary.
By all means necessary. If somebody, doesn't matter if they're blue with green spots or they look like an alien, I don't give a damn. If they're going to expose that our people are being enslaved, you should be thanking them. Because you ain't doing it. What are you doing about your people? Because I can tell you there are people that are not in that situation, but they're helping. They're helping. They're doing what they can to help. What are you doing to help? I know there's some warriors out there. I'm not talking about my warriors that is on it. I'm talking to the warriors that may click on this video. Maybe they won't. But they may click on this video and listen, think, oh, let me hear what she's going on about today. Those ones of you, right? Those ones that are susuing in the background, spreading propaganda. You think I don't know? I'm a sharp cookie. You don't sue 10 corporations and win and not be smart. I'm smart. That's why they targeted me. Yeah? I can look at somebody and know what you're thinking. You don't need to talk, right? I'm just looking at the actions of people. And right now, this is about separating the gods from the frauds. There's a lot of people angry that I've had to stop people from speaking out. I've said, don't say nothing, because I don't like all this business about one person on one channel cussing another brother and cussing. I don't like all that business. I'm not up for that. We family. That's the way I see it. We family. Yeah, we get upset, but we have to try to contain up and deal with things on a mature level now. Yeah, we've got to lose the ego. There's a lot of egos out there. right? And I think in some respects, ego is good. Because if you got an ego, it means that you got some pride over yourself. You're in contact with your power to some extent. But what we have to transition this time, we have to transition to divinity. We have to return to divinity. A lot of the principles that are being pushed are not divine. They're of man. They're not of the Most High God. I've heard people saying that there's no God, blah, blah, blah. There is a God. Trust me. You don't have to trust me. I'm telling you. Once you open your pineal gland and you start communicating, you'll be shocked what will happen. The whole world will open. You could ask a question and they will answer you like that. You'll be like, rah, it's spooky. It's spooky. I was talking to my sister Fi. It happens with her all the time. I've been in hiding 3 times. Twice for 6 months and 1 time for 3 months. On the last time, I hardly saw anybody. You know, it was because by that time I had climatized a bit more to the circumstances. The first time I was horrified that I was even in that situation. You know, I was traumatized by the whole situation, but by the last time it became supernatural. It was really supernatural. And there was a time, I've said this story, I think I said it on the show with Mel, but I'm saying it again because it's the truth. I didn't have any water for about a week, and I was like, oh my God, because like, you know, see like this, they were trying to kill me at that side. But the thing is now, even though they tried it a week ago, as we saw on the 28th of March, they sent some little devil to do the assassination attempt, yeah? But even that now, I mean, I know what they're doing. It's like I see them coming. I can see them coming. I don't fear these people at all, and this is the thing. They've tried to make me fear them, and I don't fear them. I don't fear them at all. But let me get back to the story with my sister. I said to her, I just called out her name. I said, bring me fire. Bring me water. Her name is Fire. My sister's name is Fire. She's actually on my intro. She's got the bow and arrow and her face is painted. And I called her. And after I called her, I knew, I just said, it's done. She's gonna come. The following morning, she came with water, and I had not seen her for a few weeks. That's how sharp it is. If you trust it, it's just real. I was talking to Fire today, actually, and she said she thought of somebody she hadn't seen for a long time, and the guy came round the corner. Just as she called his name in her mind, he came round the corner.
Look at my experience yesterday.
What's that?
Look at my experience when I called that girl.
Oh yeah, Mel had one yesterday because he's worried about a sister that is in not a good situation. So he made some prayers for them, and you know, he took her picture and he started praying on her. And as soon as he stopped praying, she called him. So we know that these things are real. We are supernatural beings. God is real. Don't let nobody tell you God is not real. God is real. And the angelic forces are real. Shango is real. Our orishas are real. All of these things, we're energy. We can communicate. When my mother passed, I used to hear chains, because she used to wear like rheumatism chains. Not really like this. This is one of Mel's pieces. This is a lovely piece actually from Mel's. I love this. But not really like that. But she used to have chains as well, like on her wrist. Had a lot of bangles and chains. And not long after she passed, we could hear chains. There was nobody there. I could hear chains walking in the flat. I knew it was my mother. I know it was my mother. When my brother died, everywhere I went, the lights used to go off and on, because he was ahead of his time. My brother was just wow, he was light years ahead of anybody I've heard talking today. I'm not saying it's just because of my brother, but he was amazing. Anybody that knew him will tell you he was a genius. My brother was a genius, but geniuses run in my family, but he was one of the exceptional ones. Anyway, I think they're star seeds, all of them, you know. Anyway, you know, basically, let me just cut to the chase. It's real. If you take the opportunity to go to your pineal gland, keep your heart open, go into your meditation and test it for yourself. Communicate to the Most High and see if He don't answer you. But you can't say, I'm going to do it just to prove that it doesn't work. You can't do that. You have to trust. Yeah, I was telling you about my brother. When he passed, because he used to know about certain things, and he died very suddenly as well. But not in this situation. He didn't die because of Sevengate. He died in the 90s. So it wasn't associated with any of this. But anyway, when my brother passed, everywhere I used to go, the lights used to go off and on. If I got on the bus, the lights would go off and on. I knew it was my brother. I had to say to my brother, I'm here, leave me alone. I said, you're spooking me out. Stop it. I went every place I went. If I went to somebody's house, as soon as I went in there, the lights went on off and on. And I knew it was him to show me that he's with me. Because I was the little sister, so the way he died suddenly, it was like maybe he was concerned about me. But anyway, I'm just showing you that there's been tons of experiences that I've had, because I know it's real. I don't question it. I know it's real. You know, you need to know for yourself that it's real. You know, there's people even that could probably even tune into where our people are trapped, where they are. There are our people that can actually tune in. Some of them do oracles and they do Ifa. They can actually look into where our people are. You know, and I encourage anybody to do that, because we need to deal with this on all fronts. That's why I said to people, deal with the Orishas as well. You know, or if you pray, if you believe in Christ, you know, I focus on the message. Christ's message was a beautiful message. Muhammad's message was a beautiful message, right? Don't be distorted by people, right? Buddha's message is a beautiful message. To love mankind, peace, truth and justice. Just keep it simple. Just look at the message, you know, and I just feel
talk a little bit about the window cleaner today.
I want to say this first. Sometimes, family, I feel like our people are pimping the ancestors. They're pimping them. That's how I feel. I feel like people use them to make their name, what have you. Then you have a situation where you're creating ancestors because you're keeping silent. You're the ones that are, you people that are silent, you're the ones creating new ancestors because you're not doing nothing about it. Everybody can do a little bit. You don't have to do it with me. You don't have to ever see me, speak to me, nothing. But your people are being enslaved. There are people, millions of people, trapped, God knows where they are. But this is a reality by the cartel that is Sevengate. It's a reality. Sadly, it's a reality. I don't want it to be the case, but it is the case, okay? Now, let's see who does something about it. Then we'll know who's the gods and the frauds, all right? We'll know who to boycott, right? I don't need to cuss people down and mention people's names. All the people who know about Sevengate and not say nothing about it, you know who you are. I don't need to say anything. I have love for you at this point. But if I see anybody talking about the ancestors and they're pimping the ancestors and allowing their brothers and sisters to be enslaved, it's going to be a different talk I'm going to have here. It's not going to be the same talk that I have here. Everybody here, I'm repeating, if you're watching this, or if you watch it, you've been called, right? Many are called, but few are chosen. All right? If you've got a radio station, you could be talking about Seven Gate. There's a woman called Seven. She's saying our people are enslaved. She was targeted by a cartel, and it's known as Seven Gate. If you've got a radio station, you can do that. If you write blogs, you can do that. If you make vlogs, you can do that. If you see the video, you can download it and share it. Everybody has the capacity to do something. And I know that some of you are doing. And much love to all my brothers and sisters that are spreading the word, because I know many of you are. But it's not...
Naya's on the line.
Huh?
Naya's here.
Blessed love to you, my brother Naya. Blessed love to you. Thank you. He is an example for all of you. You know, go into meditation. If you're not sure if this is real or not real, go into, ask the Most High to show you. You'll get signs. Ask to see the hard evidence. But don't just ignore it like it's not happening. That's a disgrace. All of you that know that this is happening, I've come to you, and you've said nothing. And I hear you talking big talk about ancestors and what have you. Don't use them, don't pimp the ancestors, please. Don't pimp the ancestors. What is this? Oh, you want me to go further back? Why? Okay. Sorry, Mel's asking me to go back. Sorry. Oh, I think that's it really today. Oh, we just came back here. Mel came and we saw there was a man sitting in the car with windowsill. You see what they do, they always send people either in a van pretending to be a window cleaner, either somebody pretending to be an electrician. They always send their spies in, or their burglars, or whatever you call it, thieves. They always send them in somehow. So anyway, this man was supposed to be cleaning windows, but he was sitting there for over an hour doing nothing. We're like sitting there thinking to ourselves, are you not getting busy? You know, what's going on here? Anyway, he started getting shifty because he saw that there was some monitoring going on. You see, the thing is, the ancestors, when you are truly, truly with the ancestors, and I know many of you are truly, truly, you love our ancestors and you take it seriously. I'm not even saying that they're not taking it seriously. I'm not saying that people are not taking it seriously. I'm saying here, maybe they're in a sunken place and they don't even know they're in a sunken place. I realize that there's some people that are in a sunken place and they don't know they're in a sunken place because they're in their ego, you know? And everybody knows it stands for edging God out. So, anyway, that situation took place here. I thought, let me just show the people that the van is sitting there all day, every day. Why is this van here? You know, you people that are surveillancing me, you know I know you're surveillancing me. You know that what you're doing is wrong. You're on the wrong side. All you people that are monitoring what I'm doing, blocking my YouTube views, what they do, they block the YouTube views to make sure that nobody sees it climbing. I know enough people have watched it, and if you look at it, they keep it at 5, something that is ridiculous. When you know that I know more than 2,000, 3,000 people have been watching it, and it will say 5. Don't be deceived by the YouTube views, because enough people have seen it, because we've been contacted from people all over the place, right? They don't want people because they're trying to stop this snowballing. They're trying to keep it down because they know once it opens, Pandora's box open. And it's like the world are relying on you. As the melanated people, we got a big role to play in the cleanup of this filth. Because they've stolen everything from us and it has to be put back into divine order. And that's what I wanted to say. When I was in hiding, the message that I got in my silence was that we have to return to divinity as a people. We've come far away from it. There's a lot of backbiting, a lot of rubbish. That's how they've got ability to manipulate in the way that they have. That's how they've managed to maneuver and steal everything from us, kill us in the streets, put these operations, because you are not doing anything. All of you that say the black woman is God, let's see how much God this black woman is. I know my power as a melanated woman. I know it. I'm humble, but I do know it. I don't fling myself in people's face. As I said, I have to do this. I have to do it because it's part of divine order. They've called me. You know, I'm not, why me? If one of you could take this role from me, I'll be gladly to give it to you. Trust me. But I believe in the Most High. I love the Most High, and I love the ancestors, and I love the guides, and I honor it. If they've asked me to do it, that's my soul contract. That's why I came here. I respect that. It's harder for me, but I'm doing it. Now, I'm bringing it to you. All you men out there that preach that black woman is God. Let me see how much black... Because there's a lot of people that are upset right now. I'm telling you, I've had to tell people, be cool. Just be cool. Because a lot of people are thinking people are fake now. Anyway, peace out, people. Peace out, family.
Peace.
Yeah.
One love.